Thrilled for you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this is really helpful for you. So today I want to share with you a system that I refined. I was doing something like this the last 2 years that I refined that has really helped me reach out to clients and show them value and bring in quite a bit of business. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Chris Ruszkiewicz in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am a rainmaker, an investor, 29 years in the business. So I've lived through some stuff and really love all of the systems that we have available to us. And I hope that this one is really helpful to all of you. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what the system is, how I have set it up, the technology that I do. But then I've also got some information on how to do it in Gmail and how to do it in Command, and answer any questions you may have. I will also show you our PR on how to do the report. So I am going to start sharing my screen and see what we can do here. That did not work, sorry. All right, so bear with me. I am not the most tech person in the place. I'm going to make it work. Okay. Okay, so what I want to start off with and is to go through that's not my slideshow. Okay, I want to go through what it is that I do, the step-by-step process, including the smart plan text message that goes out, and how it works for me in BombBomb and how we create the RPR report. Then I'll go through a couple other different things that I think are really important to the process and answer any questions you may have. So this is a DTD2 annual real estate review. For those of you that don't know DTD2, it is doing the database too. Putting together groups of people by their 2 letters of the alphabet by their last name so that you know who to call every week. So by doing the DTD2, this system, this smart plan creates, number 1, a text message. Number 2, an annual real estate review. So by annual real estate review, what we're doing is essentially an equity analysis, going through preparing a report for the client. We customize the template for an email. We send a text message the Friday before, and then the following Monday, the reports go out, and then I do the follow-up calls. So when we're looking at the system, the first thing we do is create the RPR report and we save it. We either save it in a Google folder, you can save it to your desktop, whatever is most comfortable for you based on how you're going to provide it to your client. The Friday before, for just that group, so if it's the first week of the quarter, it's A&W, the text message goes out the Friday before. This is, hey, I trust you're well. I'm sure you're aware of changes happening in the real estate market, and you're curious about how the changes have impacted the value of your home. Home values are still on the rise. You may want to change that. I did this first quarter when in our local market, they were still rising a little bit. But to go on and say knowing your home's worth in any market is important for many reasons. I've prepared an annual real estate review for you and would love to schedule 10 minutes with you. There's your MOFR, call or text me. Enjoy your day. Those reports then are taken care of. They're all done by my assistant. So I have someone do it for me, but they're not that hard. So I'll show you how to do it. It doesn't take long at all. So on Friday, that smart plan goes out. Then the smart plan also includes the task of everyone in that DTD2 group comes up on my command. So I can go into command and I see everybody's names in there. And then I can go through and call them and say, hey, just following up, did you get my text? Do you have any questions on the report? How are you doing? It's a care call, plus we're showing value. Be prepared for questions when you make those calls. We're still getting the same questions we've gotten the last few years. Where would I go? There's nothing on the market for me to buy. I'm not moving. I don't want to waste your time. And I hear that a lot when I send the text messages out. But then when you see the email, there are other reasons in the email for the client to want to have a conversation with me. Not just the fact that there's still many people who are surprised at the value of their home, but to make sure they're calling their insurance company, making sure that their policy is where it needs to be in regards to value. I have had 2 people remove their PMI. They didn't realize the value of their home, and they were able to go to their lender and have their PMI removed. And that's a big deal. And that's a big thing for us to let them know. And I've had one that just took out a HELOC because they're getting a new kitchen, because she convinced her husband that they had more than enough equity to do that, so that she's getting a brand new kitchen. But it may be paying off consumer debt or, student loans or something that they can use that money for, but it's important for them. They don't know what their value is. To create the annual review using RPR and BombBomb. Okay, I use BombBomb. I know a lot of people don't have it, so there's other ways to do it. I'm not going to go through this step by step in using BombBomb. What I am going to do is show you the actual step-by-steps that we use, because there's many different ways to actually get the information out. This will be shared. These slides will be shared, and we will be, I can help, or others can help as well. So I just changed my screen. Can you see? And this is where I get a little in the weeds.
We can see.
You can see the new one? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go to RPR. Everybody has an RPR report account. If you've not gone into it, it is a great tool. It's not perfect, but it's a great tool. So I want to show you how I do a quick report that can be saved and then shared with your client. And I want to show you the numbers that we use in the email that we send. So I'm going to do a quick search of a property. So type in the address from the home screen. It's going to pull up the property. You're going to see the basic facts on your screen. Click RPR report. There are a lot of reports to choose from, and you don't want your report to be really long. The purpose of sending this is just to start the conversation. It's not to show them exactly what the value is. There's different ways of doing that, but to start the conversation so that you can go and talk to them and see the house and build that relationship or strengthen the relationship and bring them the information that's important to them. So I use the property report. I do not use all the pages. So you can go and do a slideshow and review the pages if you choose. I take out a lot of the pages, and this will be available to you as well, but I would encourage you to take a look at the property report, decide what you think is important to show to a potential client for the value of their home. And, decide, there's also a market, a mini property report that's about the same. Okay. So when you have the information on the property that you want to prepare the report for, property report, choose the pages that you want to have in your report and run the report. If you've not run a report before in RPR, know that when this report is done, there's going to be a really loud doorbell. It's a little bit scary the first time because it's really loud. Once the report is done, it's really important to save it someplace else. RPR only keeps, there we go. RPR only keeps the reports for 30 days. So what we do that we have found, because we want a button in the email to the link, we download the report and we save it in a Google folder. Here's the report. It's short, and the second page is truly the most important page. The information that's on the page here is the information I take and put into the email so that it's prevalent in case they don't see the report, they choose not to look at it, whatever, they're still seeing this number. So I know this past client of mine bought this house for $240,000 5 years ago. The current estimated value is $333,290. But we do have an estimated range in here. So don't worry about that estimated value. If you think it's off or not, that's okay. Again, we're just trying to get into conversation and bring value to our clients. So the three numbers that go into the email are the current estimated value, the RVM change in the last month. So you can see that in this area, we know prices are going up. So in the last month, the value of this property has gone up $9,220. In the last 12 months, they've had a 6.8% increase in value. Okay, these are the three numbers that we use. So we've got the report, we saved the report into either your laptop or your desktop, a folder somewhere, a Google folder, whatever works for you. Now we've got the numbers that we want to put into the email. Okay, so now I'm going to just scroll through quickly. This is what my email looks like. I do have a video. I use BombBomb, but I record the videos in on Zoom. There is a way to add video in Command. I'm not sure how, but I know there's a way to do it. But I want you to see what the actual email looks like. So it says, I trust you are well. As a service to my family, neighbors, and clients, I am providing you with your annual real estate review. A home is, for most people, their greatest asset. Just as you periodically review your investment portfolio, so should you review the value of your home. There are many reasons to have an annual review completed. Now, some people that have used this have taken the photos out, put photos of their city, their municipality, but I have the reasons listed on here. Make sure you have sufficient insurance coverage. You may have enough equity to remove your monthly private mortgage insurance. You may want to pay off consumer debt or student loans. Or you may want to finally remodel that dated kitchen. Wouldn't that be fun? And then it's thinking of moving. Call now to schedule a strategy meeting so I can provide you with the facts you need to know. And then here's where the numbers go. So I have this, here's the quick review by the numbers. Appreciation up. So the one that we just looked at was, I think it was 6.8% in the last 12 months. Increase of $9,220 in the last 30 days. That estimated value, and then I put in equity value as that estimated value less any mortgage or home equity loan balances. The property review is attached. If you'd like to have a consultation, give me a call. When do you know of any? Okay, so it's pretty simple. The button will now open up the review. So here's the report. It's in the email so they can click on it and open up. And yes, this is James's house that I had done. So when we go through step by step, creating the report, going through RPR, and then creating the email, you can do it in Google, you can do it in Command. So another option is to do it in Google. We have the template for you, so you'll be able to get that template, that email that I just showed you. We have the template. You don't have to recreate it. All you need to do is R&D it. put your information on it, start running the reports, put the numbers on in it and send it out. This will be in here. So this, I'm just going to quick scan through. You'll have a step-by-step on how to create the folder, how to save it, how to create the email, how to add the button if you choose to, or if you're doing it in Gmail, all you need to do is attach the report once you have it. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy to do. But here's the biggest thing. My results from doing this first quarter, I've scheduled 11 listing appointments. I've gone on 10. 5 of those listings have closed. 1 is pending. And then 3 are active buyers who have homes to sell that don't have to sell to buy. So by doing this, I'm looking at 12 transactions minimum. And sometimes these come long after the report's been sent. Somebody will come back to me. It might be months later. The other piece is not just the 12 transactions, but the value that we just brought to our clients. And, a great example is last year, I had done something similar to this, and a client had called their insurance company, and I didn't know about it right away. They called, they didn't have enough coverage, and their insurance agent had them add a rider for $40 a year for hail and wind damage. This year, when they called me to sell their house, they said, "Oh my gosh, thank you for sending that information last year, because that neighborhood, which is very close to my home, had huge storms last June with a lot of wind and hail damage." She said, "If we wouldn't have upped our coverage and gotten that rider, it would have cost us at least an additional $8,000 out of pocket. But because we had this, all we had to pay was our deductible." And they were then talking to neighbors, and neighbors were saying, "Well, we didn't have enough coverage, and this didn't work, and that didn't work." Well, guess what? One of the neighbors called me to list their home because they felt comfortable, because I helped their neighbor with something that was real estate related, but I wasn't calling them to say, "Hey, do you want to list your house?" So there's so much value in this, in bringing value to our clients. Yes, we're staying in touch, but we're bringing value. We're touching them in a lot of different ways. That word is spreading because we're helping them. And this process is not hard. And you're going to have templates. You're going to have directions. And if you need anything, you all know where to find me. So Renee's laughing. Renee, what can I answer for you?
Well, I'm just curious, Chris, are you sending this every quarter to them, or is it just once a year?
There are agents that do this every quarter. I only do it the first quarter. It's my first quarter system for my DTD2. And then the next quarter, like right now, I'm doing the Never Ending Referrals 5-star program.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Deb?
Chris, first of all, I want to weep from your generosity. Thank you so much for sharing this.
My pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about the process you use for going over the review? Are you meeting with them in person? Are you doing Zooms? Do you give them an option? And how does that flow?
I give them an option. I have a lot of people that prefer Zoom. My first, though, is really to get an in-person appointment. And they're all past clients and people are in my sphere of influence. So they're people I know. But this starts the conversation where if they're saying, we've been thinking about it, great, let's do this. How about we schedule a time for me to come over? It's been a few years since I've been through the house. I'd love to see you. I want to see the kids. Let's get together. Then I can sit down and have a face-to-face about, here's what the market really looks like. What is it that you want to do? How can I help you accomplish that? Because my goal when I'm going in there is to give you the information you need to make the right decision for you and your family. If it's not the right time, that's great. But now you know what's going on in the market. But time and again, people are like the other three that are looking right now, not one of them thought they could move right now, not one, until I went and said, hey, let's talk. So I really try to do an in-person meeting so that I can say, let's get together. It's been a while. And two of them are baby boomers. And, we've learned from NAR, that's the biggest group that's making moves right now. But here's what's really interesting about those two. They're moving up in what they're buying, not down. But still, they didn't think they could make the move until we had the conversation and they saw how much equity they had. Yeah, so in person is best. This is to start the conversation. And, sometimes it's Zoom. The one with the little kids that are outgrowing their house is Zoom because it was during nap time. So it just made things easier. All right, so I'm going to try this. Valerie!
Oh my gosh.
Tried.
Just curious, when do you start sending them to people? Like how long have they, since they purchased, do you start sending them?
I've done it for everybody. This year I did it for everybody. And that's got a DTD2 tag, but that's because I have help. In the past, when I didn't have somebody helping me do it, what I was looking at is I'd go in that week's DTD2 group and say, okay, who's been in their house 3 to 5 years that maybe don't know how much increase they've had in the value of their home, or those that I knew were first-time buyers that said, we only plan on staying here maybe 5 years, because then we can call and say, hey, you had said this, is this still your plan? You've got a lot of equity. Maybe you should think about, this might be the right time. So it just depends. I did everybody this year because I had help.
And you said you did them all in the first quarter as you were going through your DTD2s. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Renee.
Okay, so another question. Are you doing just your METs? Are you doing the entire database? I mean, how are you determining who you're sending this to and who you're not?
I'm doing my METs. So I'm doing my METs, that all of my past clients that are in my database, that are in my DTD2. Yeah, not everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, I was going to say that would be overwhelming.
Yes, it would.
Even with help.
Hi, Erica.
Hi, thank you so much for doing this. And I had to hop on a little late, so it might have been answered already, but let's just say from your METs, and I'll watch it later if it has been, don't feel the need to repeat. From your METs, let's just say you haven't spoken to someone 2, 3, 4, 5 years, for whatever reason you lost touch. How do you do this? Do you start with just immediately giving them the thing and then apologizing? Or do you have part of your SMART plan first? I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. And I thought you'd find this valuable. What do you think we should do?
For me, because I also do a lot of client events, they've been touched whether they respond to me or not. Okay, so I don't have people that I haven't touched in some way. I may not have talked to them. They may not have responded to anything, but they've still been touched. So I still do the same thing. I send them the text on Friday. I call them the following week. And actually just yesterday, I had somebody call me that I sent this to probably about 6 weeks ago, not because they want to move, just was like, hey, you know what? I know I've not been responsive, but I just wanted to let you know I retired. Let's go have lunch. I haven't they haven't responded to anything in 7 years.
That's so nice. So do you think, and it might not be something you have an answer for, maybe someone in the chat does, like if there are people, database got wonky, things got compromised, whatever, the reason is irrelevant, but it's what is so, and how do any of us go about, it's been longer than you'd like to admit. Do you think part of the SMART plan should include I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you? And I see Ann Rosen with that. Absolutely not. But what do you think I should do?
I wouldn't either. If there's someone I've lost touch with, it's like, I just will call them and just say, hey, you know what? I was driving through the neighborhood and I was thinking about you, and it's been a really long time since we've chatted. How are you?
Hmm,
And just start asking the questions and make it a care call. No apologies. Just was thinking about you. It's been a long time. How are you? If
got
they
it.
answer. And if not, leave a message. Just thinking about you. It's been a long time. Give me a call. I'd love to catch up.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hi, Karen.
Hi there. Thanks so much. This is really great. A couple of questions. One, do you just do your video in YouTube, or having bomb, do you just do an individual and drop it in? If you're going to do it on a smart plan, which it's actually easy to put a video on, we always end up, you have to basically use YouTube. So I don't know which one you do
I
there.
do mine. I recorded on Zoom,
Okay.
and my
Well,
cyberbackers, my assistant's able to use that. So I recorded on Zoom and then just send the link to him.
okay. Yeah. Which is a
one-
little different, I think, than smart plan, because you've got to have a link. So, yeah. Also,
unless
second
he might be
question.
recording it.
Yeah. Second question I've got is, being in Southwest Florida, I do a lot of listings, and 75% of them move. They're gone. They go back up north, or unfortunately they've died. So I do a market report for my neighborhood, and I've accumulated about 225 emails, but I do a market report every month. Do you really think that does this get more individualized, that I could actually do it on top of what I'm doing, or probably not a good fit for those people?
I would do it in a heartbeat,
Okay.
because now you're doing something that's more personal, and it's not all about just the equity in the house. It's showing other value. It's showing, hey, you might have PMI. Do you want to pay off some debt? Do you want a new kitchen?
Right.
Have you talked to your insurance agent? Because by doing it individually like this, you're bringing them a lot of value, and you're showing something different other than, hey, I just want to list your house. Are you ready to sell? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
I would do it. Yeah. Doreen, hello, friend.
Hello, friend. How are you, darling?
Good.
Thank you so much for sharing. So in your 3-minute video, can you tell us what you say in that video?
Sure. It's actually pretty simple. And part of it is because we had the privilege of hearing Dr. Yoon when he was on with us, and I recorded it right after that. And it just basically says that, I had the privilege and honor of having a conversation, or being in a meeting with Dr. Yoon, and here's what he told us, which is, 2023 property values are going to stay pretty much the same. They may slightly go up or down over time. He has indicated that, interest rates will probably be below 6% end of spring into summer. So we're still looking at a very stable market. If you'd like more detailed, more local information, let me know. And I think the email with the video might be in the Inspire. And if not, I can get it out, but I'm pretty sure it is, so that you can watch it. But it's a pretty generic video, so that it's just one for the entire quarter.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll check Inspire, and thank you so much again.
Hello, Anne.
Hi, Chris. I want to say thank you to you as well. The fact that you're doing it here means more people can get some value. Thank you for sharing it early on. As you know, I have started implementing it. I'm attempting to start my VIP group, and this is the first piece of value that I've done, and I've followed exactly your steps. So for anyone who feels, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, well, guess what? Don't be. I am too. I narrowed down my VIP group to 70, and those are 70 individuals who have either bought or sold that I still have some sort of communication with. There's no apologies. They're already getting all sorts of emails from me. I followed Chris's steps exactly. In fact, my cyberbacker transcribed her video and then I put it in my own words to record that, because some of it was timely, again, to a January or February send out. So make it make sense. Listen to it, make it make sense. We all have great resources and we all have great things to share. And it's so simple. It just is. That's all I can say. Just let's stop talking about it and just start doing it. So my B&E went out this week. I have my list of, 7 people to call today.
Perfect.
No.
Yay, yay. It works. It's all good. Glad to hear
And I am using command. So it is different. It's not, the video isn't quite as crisp, let's say, as the BombBomb is, but it does go to YouTube and it works. So there you go.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Chris, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for this. It's awesome. So just to understand, the text goes out on Friday. And then on Monday, the emails go out with the reports. And throughout the week on Monday, you're calling the people of the week who have gotten these reports. Can you tell me what the conversation kind of sounds like when you're a typical DTD2 would be the forward conversation and the normal catch up, except on this one, you're specifically addressing this report, correct? Is that kind of is that kind of the?
I'm still calling, hey, how are you? What's new in your world? Hey, I'm just checking. Matt, did you get the email that I sent with your annual real estate report? And they'll say, yes or no. And I've had people say, no, I didn't see it. Well, then I can go into, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I wonder if it's in your spam. I'll tell you what, how about we hop on a Zoom and I can go through it with you. You might be surprised at how much equity you have in your home. Would that be of interest to you? Sometimes they say no, or I don't want to take up your time. I'm not thinking of moving or whatever. And it's like, well, you know what? I just want to make sure that, your insurance coverage is what it should be. And there's some other reasons that it's important. How about, let's get together. Usually they'll get on a Zoom if they're a little bit resistant, but most people have gotten it and they'll go, oh yeah, I was looking at the numbers. I was really surprised. Is my house really worth that much?
Okay,
then you
got it.
That conversation of, yeah, it is. And those that I will have people respond to the text message on Friday. Those are the first people I call because they raise their hand.
Okay. And then you're making the calls and then you're looking to set the appointment to review the report. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick look and see if there's anything else. If there's nothing else, it looks like Grace is saying we're all good. Yeah, okay, we should be all good. Anybody else have any questions or anything I can help with? I know that it's a lot in a short time, but all of the templates, everything will be uploaded, and you can always message me if you have questions. Awesome. You know what? I so appreciate you all being here. I hope this helps. If you have questions, let me know. And if you get results, I would really appreciate it if you would share it with me. I really would.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. All, thanks so much. I appreciate
Thank
it. Have a
you.
great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Chris.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Chris.
Super.